Hey guys, what's going on? We are back with another Enhancement Shaman PvP solo shuffle playing Stormbringer with Ascendance, and we are mainly focusing on Ascendance this season. Honestly, I've just been finding it very dangerous, so it's kind of nice, not gonna lie. And I'm actually enjoying this season, which is a surprise because I didn't really enjoy last season. It could just be because we feel a little bit more powerful, but I don't know. But anyways, in this first matchup, we got myself and the Demon Hunter with a Holy Priest against a Holy Paladin, Ret Pally, and a Shadow Priest. So our main focus here is going to be shutting down these Shadow Priests as much as possible, making sure that they can't cast and doing that stuff. And you'll see throughout this whole shuffle that I do a really bad job of trying to interrupt. As to why, I don't know. I really have no idea why I forgot I have an interrupt, but I did. But anyways, did a huge amount of damage. All these matches, my thought process was make it to the 2 minute mark. Make it to the second ascendance, and we should be able to win every single match. My win chance goes up as soon as we hit that second ascendant. So but anyways, we are going after the priest as per usual, and you can see here I'm trying to stay not necessarily on top of the priest, but a little bit away just to make sure he can't always hit me. But I want to make sure I can connect when my demon hunter is doing damage. But here they combo a nice spear with a rep follow-up from the holy paladin. So our priest got CC'd pretty darn quick, and now he's getting funneled in, so I'm like, oh crap. So he thankfully pops his guardian wings on me, and I pop a really big healing surge on myself, and I'm able to survive. So there's dispersion and there's spell bop as well. I get a nice little tier set proc from for Ascendant, so that's a good little damage buff. But now they have nothing left, so we're gonna capitalize on this as much as possible. You can see he's at like 1 HP. Again, 1 HP, and I trinketed super offensively, just trying to bring this guy down, and it's just not happening. And thankfully, he finally goes down. That was Ellie Blast to 1 HP, Tempest to 1 HP. It was crazy. I can't believe we survived. Anyways, same thing, but we swapped healers. So same plan is to go after the Shadow Priest. Now, I saw my demon hunter hitting this priest, so I was like, "Oh, that's weird. This must be the shadow priest." Without even looking, I'm like, "Oh no, no, it's not." So I finally realized, "Oh, hey, here's the shadow priest. Let's feral lunge all the way over here." So we did that. Thankfully, now we are connected onto him. So we dodged the searing glare, thankfully, and I'm really holding ascendance here. Probably wasn't the smartest idea. I'm not gonna lie. The reason being is I need second ascendance as soon as possible, and holding it for about 30 seconds now is not ideal whatsoever. So finally here, I am going to send it in just a moment, try and get it, because I realize I've been holding this way too long, and honestly, it's just a waste. So I quickly see the priest disappear, so I go ahead and swap to the paladin, see if I can't get anything from him. It looked like I got lay on hands or something. I'm not quite sure exactly, but I think I got some sort of defensive out of him, so that's perfect, making him a bit more vulnerable and a bit less helpful to his priest. So that's the goal there. Um, but here I go for a nice little hex, but I think the searing glare lasted just a second longer, and then they follow up with a crazy big damage combo, and I'm just unable to pick myself back up enough for the healer to top me off. It's just quite an unfortunate wombo combo by them. But myself and the Ret Pally now, we are after the priest. I think you can assume that every match we're against the priest, we're going after the priest. But that doesn't mean to say that the demon hunter can't fall over. They can. It's just they're a bit tankier, and you really do want to shut down a shadow priest over a demon hunter because it's easier to shut down a shadow priest. But you can see here, I popped my ascendance and stuff early, trying to get some damage. Uh, I saw I'm not sure what it is, something that Holy Paladins get. It swaps their HP. I saw that trigger, I think, so I swapped to the Holy Paladin. And then there's Lay on Hands, there's Dispersion. And then the Paladin does a nice hodge onto the Holy Paladin. And then we interrupt him, and I get a lucky Tempest crit before he gets a chance to bubble. And we just take down the Holy Paladin. It was quite lucky. It was a really good swap, so really good hodge by the Rep Pally too. So again, we are here against the Demon Hunter and Priest. We want to go after the Priest. So I see the Demon Hunter, he kind of runs up. I go ahead and root, but then he I think he backflips to ignore my hex. I'm not really sure how that works, but something like that. And so I don't really get it, but kind of sucks is what it is. So I see a whole lot of damage here. So I connect Bloodlust, Doom Winds, pop everything, and we start hammering into the Shadow Priest. And we don't really get anywhere with it. Bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. I swapped to the Holy Priest to see if I could do anything to him, but honestly, I didn't really get anywhere with that either. Nobody's taking damage, so I was like, well, this sucks, so I'm just going to go ahead and hex you, and then we kind of overlapped hex and rep, so it really DR'd there, a bit unfortunate. I'm also doing a terrible job with my tremors, even though this is double priest lobby, so that would be more value than ever. But yeah, I don't know what is wrong with me this round, but I am having a real tough time doing any form of help. But we're able to connect, getting a little bit of damage, but still don't really feel like we're getting anywhere. I really don't. So I'm like, okay, we really gotta wait out for the Ascendance, and we still got a whole minute to go, which is a long time. So we finally get Dispersion, which is huge. So he's definitely in trouble now. And I think Dispersion's a minute and a half defensive. So I'm like, okay, as soon as Ascendance comes up, I gotta send it so that way he doesn't have Disperse. So it's great. But here he starts cutting us. Our Paladin can't quite follow up, so I kind of back off a little bit. I know my Paladin, my Rep Pally is going to be safe because he still has Spell Bop. He's still got a lot of defensive, so I'm like, okay, I'll back off a little bit, use some Maelstrom, get some healing through Stormweaver, and we can top off a little bit. So I see the Shadow Priest get really close to our healer, so I go ahead and pre-Tremor. Thankfully, they both blew their fears, which was great. But here we get Horrified spammed. Thankfully, have enough time to get my wall off, but he ends up lay on handsing. So, bit unfortunate, bit of an overlap, but it is what it is. I get silent, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna back off for a second, start prepping for a burst, go for some CC, and then start blasting, and we just blow up the priest in just a second. Literally a second. It was crazy. But now it's myself and the priest. So again, our goal here is to make it to the 2-minute mark. Just survive. That's it. So we go ahead and we start prepping. I'm using Counter-Strike this time around because I feel like that would be better. Mainly because they're both doing a lot of damage and I can't ground a whole lot. I mean, grounding would be very useful against Repentance. And as you can see, I am not even realizing a Repentance is going off. As to why, I don't know. I can't tell you. But honestly, I am completely oblivious in this whole solo shuffle. It's crazy. Actually crazy. But the end, there goes the first Ascendance. It's down, and we didn't get anything. So it's not looking good right now. I can tell you that much. But so we go ahead, start connecting, and then he pings the healer. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's got like a Psyfiend or something going, but we really don't get anywhere with it. I should have definitely greater perched much earlier, but you can see he gets a nice double fear on the DPS, but he's just LOSing the Shadow Priest, so we're not really getting anywhere. And then I hex the Rep Paladin, which in hindsight, I think I should have hexed the Demon Hunter because he's definitely doing much more damage than the Rep Pally, and he's much more terrifying. So, is what it is. But again, we're still going after the Holy Paladin, trying to see if we can get anything. There's Bubble, so it's like, okay, that's huge. So now I can't interrupt Repentance or anything, so the Shadow Priest is getting scary low, so I try and help him out with what I can. He gets a nice Searing Glare off on us, so I miss my root, so quite unfortunate, but I still have Counter-Strike down, so they have to end up killing that. And then we get a nice little stun onto the Demon Hunter, so that's Darkness. So that's 2 big cooldowns out of the way. So that's great. Follow up with a little bit of damage onto the healer, a little follow up on the tier set, and then there's Lay on Hand. So it's like, we just got a whole lot of cooldowns in this. So, and we're coming up onto the 15 seconds. We're coming up to the second Ascendance, which is terrifying for them. So we're getting prepared. So here he burns Searing Glare. I can't interrupt Repentance, which really sucks. But I go ahead and stop the second follow-up one, and I'm just hitting him for a second, trying to make him back off, go for a hex on the Demon Hunter, which I do get. Then I pop all cooldowns, and then he spell bops. So I'm like, okay, switch to the rep pally. All right, he's going down, he's going down, he's slowly getting there. We're using everything we can. He's almost there, and then he bubbles. And then it's like, what? And then the Shadow Priest dies. And it's just like, really? We gotta get through 7 more bubbles. It's just wild. But again, we're going after the Rep Pally this time. He wanted, since we had the Holy Paladin on our team, we think the Rep Paladin might be the better option here, as the Demon Hunter was definitely a pain in the butt to try and take down. But if you can see by my party frames, the priest is technically out of sight or too far away from me, so it really messed with my bloodlust macro, and it was actually really annoying to deal with. I don't know what the heck was going on, but for whatever reason they were bugged out. Um so but anyways, we're gonna continue. We see a lot of damage going out. I see the fear, so I go ahead and finally catch a tremor. So it's like huge, great, awesome. And then I'm trying to help out the healer by keeping myself a little bit topped off. I see the holy priest, and then I knock him, but he doesn't go very far. So I don't know what exactly happened. It was kind of weird, but yeah, that was odd. So I see the rep pally go after our holy paladin. So I'm like, okay, I'll lasso, make sure you can't rep or do anything to him. So thankfully we got that, and the holy paladin was able to get away and keep healing. So now I see the rep pally go get a bit low, but I end up getting CC, which is a bit unfortunate, and we don't really get anything out of it. We were getting really close to bubble, I think, but unfortunately unable to finish it off. And then we get a nice tier set proc. And then I see the holy priest really pushing in. So I'm like, okay, he definitely wants to try and get a fear up. So I'm like, okay. So I see him, so I go ahead and sunder. He gets a nice rep follow up with that, and then we start pushing onto the rep paladin a whole lot. So this is where our healer gets feared. I'm trying to CC. Without realizing it, I have tremor and the priest died. So that was my fault. It was. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Later!